Okay, so let me finish the story. So yeah, Henry IV wants to extend it all the way down to where it is now. That won't get done actually until under Napoleon III. But Louis XIV, he's going to come in and he's going to want to do some things for the Louvre too. He's going to want to follow Henry IV's plan. So he gets to work. He's a really ambitious king. It's important to note here that Louis XIV might be the most important French king. He called himself the Sun King. So you can imagine he thinks of himself as a Zeus. He is a complete autocrat. He will really consolidate all the power into the monarchy. He'll strip nobles of their privileges, and even really take power for himself, making Paris the center of France as well. So Louis XIV is a very important king. He's also he reigned for the longest of any monarch in European history. He reigned so long that it won't be his son or his grandson that takes over after him. It'll be his great-grandson, Louis XV. So Louis XIV, he comes in and gets to work. He starts where we were in the front of the Cour Carrée. That's what he wants to do. He wants to do the colonnade. The colonnade is from Louis XIV. But it's important to go back a little bit and know this one fateful night that actually will change the history of France. One of his ministers invites Louis XIV to a party. His name is Fouquet. So Fouquet had just finished his new palace, which is on the outside of town. It's called Vaux-Vicomte. It's a really great place. You can go see it now too. Very beautiful. But when Louis XIV gets there, he didn't know, he'd never seen such splendor before. Fouquet really upstages him. He really outshines Louis XIV. When Louis XIV gets there, he notices that there are gold gates. He notices that there are 50 fountains with 200 water jets. Right before this, Fouquet actually became the bigger patron of arts than Louis XIV. So Louis XIV obviously is not very happy with Fouquet. In fact, he's very jealous. Fouquet has Molière put on a play, everybody likes it, it's just making him more and more heated. Then finally when they eat dinner and Louis XIV sees the dining set, sees the cutlery and the plates, he gets super jealous because he just had to pawn his gold plates for the treasury of France. He wants to stand up right there and arrest Fouquet. His mother calms him down and says, Louis, you can't arrest someone at a party he's throwing for you in your honor. So Louis XIV calms down, but within a week he has him arrested. Everybody's kind of like, oh man, Fouquet, you didn't do anything, and they feel bad for him. Probably the reason he didn't get the death penalty, but he is sentenced to life in prison, never to see Vaux-Vicomte again. Once he's out of the picture, Louis XIV steals his architect, his gardener, and his muralist. Puts him to work here at the Louvre, puts him to work at his little place that he's now going to make better than Vaux-Vicomte. This is his little hunting lodge of Versailles. So yes, that is one of the reasons that Versailles is so splendid. Has anybody been to Versailles? Oh yeah? Yeah? Okay. So you saw the gardens. Did you go inside? When you went, was there like a lot of people? Yeah. It's a very popular spot, guys. Inside gets very crowded. It's actually smaller than I thought it was going to be, the inside, but it's the gardens and the outside of the castle that are the most spectacular. There's just so many different kinds. You really get to see this French style of gardening, this 18th century pomp and circumstance. It's really an icon for French history, so it's an absolute must-see monument if you're going to have an extra day. But it does pretty much kill a whole day. I mean, going there in the RER and the train, seeing the gardens, because the gardens that's where it really is. That's really the thing to see. And also, on the weekends, they have the jets and the classical music playing. It's really spectacular to go on these days. It is an extra fee. Normally the gardens are free, but it is an extra fee of $7.50 to go and see the classical music and the fountains. So anyway, definitely go check out Versailles. Definitely go check out the Louvre. So anyway, after Louis XIV gets distracted by Versailles, he literally leaves his dreams to the Louvre. He actually moves the whole monarchy to Versailles, and that's where they're going to live for the next 100 years. Versailles, you'll see the splendor of France. You'll see it at its highest point, but it will also be the undoing and lead to the revolution. So, with that being said, so the palace actually falls into ruin during the 18th century. Literally, the part we were just in all around here would have been shanty towns. They used that part as a stable. They almost considered knocking down the entire structure. Louis XVI is going to move in right before he's beheaded on the guillotine, and when he finds the palace, it's completely in disrepair. Afterwards, during the revolution, the revolutionaries are going to be the first ones to actually make it into a museum for the people. Then Napoleon, when he gets into power, he's going to make it into the Musée Napoleon, and he's going to show off all the works of art that he stole from everywhere else. So that's where it actually becomes a museum. Now, you probably see that pyramid right there, kind of a source of a little controversy. When they wanted to build that in the 80s, it was because they needed a way to get people inside. Before, people were just entering directly into the building, and it was just a mess. Once they built this, before they had about 2 million every year, this bumped up to about 8 million people every year that visit the Louvre. The Louvre's foreign visitors are mostly Americans are the highest percentage, then Brazilians, then Australians. But yeah, there was a little bit of controversy about this. Parisians didn't like it for a few different reasons. One, because it didn't mesh with the Renaissance style architecture. They didn't like the modern design. They also didn't like that it was a pyramid, and pyramids meant death in ancient Egypt. They also they thought it was also some kind of like egomaniac thing that Francois Mitterrand, the president at the time, was doing. He kind of wanted to make kind of the glory of France too. Also, it was an American Chinese architect. They didn't like that either. They wanted it to be French, so they didn't really like it, the idea. Before, it was just literally a parking lot here. It was very, very, very hard to navigate, so it really actually helped a lot. And if you guys have read or seen the Da Vinci Code, there's kind of a part about it that the pyramid has 666 window panes, and that it was actually kind of a mark of Satan. That's not true. There's 673 pieces of window on the pyramid. So, just to finish off with one last story about the Louvre, I bet you guys are wondering if you guys have seen the Mona Lisa, why the Mona Lisa is so famous. It's because it got stolen in 1911. Before that, it was barely known about. I mean, they didn't even notice until the next day that it was gone, and even then, they weren't sure. A painter came to kind of do some sketches of it, realizes it's not there. He goes to the guards, he goes, "Hey, where's the Mona Lisa?" The guards say, "Oh, that's getting cleaned." He goes to the cleaners, and the cleaners say, "No, we don't have it." They realize it's not there. It becomes an international news story. Everybody around the world knows that the Mona Lisa has gone missing from the Louvre. Well, it doesn't turn up for 2 years later. So what happened was actually a custodian, like a cleaner, a janitor, here, an Italian, he actually stole it. He actually put it in his coat, walked down to the museum, got on the metro, went home, kept it in his apartment for 2 years. It actually turns up in Florence. He's trying to sell it to a gallery, and the gallery goes, "Oh, that's the Mona Lisa that was stolen." So obviously he got arrested. Actually, he goes in there. They say, "Okay, well, we'll pay you for it. Leave the painting with us and go get the money. Or leave the painting with us, and then we'll give you the money. We'll get the money together. You come back in 2 hours." When he got back, the police were waiting for him. He gets arrested. In the courtroom, he says he did it for Italy, that it belongs in Italy. He didn't realize that it was actually brought here by Leonardo da Vinci to France. So, because he screamed this in the courtroom, they were pretty light on his sentence. He gets 6 months in jail. So, that's the story of the Louvre. So, let's go to the next spot. We're going to go to the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel.